Hey guys, Arpim here. Hope you're doing well. Having a really great day, man. That sounds way better, man. Those things, these ASIC miners are just way too loud. Actually, you can probably still hear my exhaust fan. You know what? Let's turn this thing off. Then it'll be a lot quieter in here. And we'll just put it on. We'll just put it on low mode for now. Still a little bit warm. I shut down all the ASIC miners. There we go. Not making much anyway. All right, my friends. Today is the day. I just put the pallet of servers that I've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. They have finally come in. Look at these things, man. Look at 10 servers. I broke my ankle trying to get these things in, scratched up my arm, broke my back trying to get these in myself. They even say at the top, 2-person lift required. Firmly hold the button of the system when required to lift and carry the system. Well, yeah, I didn't carry with 2 people. Anyways, this has been a bit of a long time coming. I've been planning for this. I got 10 Gigabyte servers in, and specifically, if you guys are wondering the model, these are Gigabyte G481-H Zeros. 200 to 240 volt capable, and just looking at the power supply, I actually haven't looked at these yet. Power supplies. Ooh, these are all C19s, and I'm gonna need C20 cables. Wow, there's 3 of them. These power supplies, what are these? Platinum 2200 watt power supplies. You know what? I want to pull one out. So do I clip this orange clip? Ah, there we go. Yeah, nice. Okay, this is not like a regular HP server PSU. These are like a lot slimmer, or am I looking at them the wrong way? But 80 plus platinum power supply. Nice. Anyways, you guys are probably wondering, Red Panda, what the heck are you going to be doing with all of these servers? Well, I want to talk about it today after today's sponsor, CryptoMinerBros.com. If you are a large-scale miner looking to buy in bulk or looking into getting into hydro containers, CryptoMinerBros is now a certified seller of hydro cooling Antminer and spaces from Bitmain. And to go along with the containers, they also sell hydro units and all related hydro accessories and parts. Or if you're just looking for an air-cooled model, they also have them as well. They also sell a lot of the home ASIC miners like an Avalon Q, and they also sell the infamous Bitmain Antminer L9 right now, which is on sale on their website, link down below if you're interested. MinerBros also has professional ASIC miner repair services if you have a broken Bitmain unit or an Ice River or a Canaan or Gold Shell or even Flu Miner. You can inquire through their website, email, live chat, or even through WhatsApp. Check out CryptoMinerBros.com today. They are a title sponsor of the Red Panda Mining channel since 2018. If you decide to order something on their website, feel free to use coupon code REDPANDA for another $70 off each ASIC ordered. Links down below. All right, let's just put this back in. This thing is actually really long. That's what she said. Gonna just push it in. There we go. Nice. All right, 10 of these servers, guys. Look at this. They are 10 slotted. Now, for all the self-righteous AI guys out there, probably wondering, Red Panda, these are PCIe 3.0, not PCIe 4 or PCIe 5 X16. These are PCIe 3.0 X16 slots. So yes, these servers I got in, these generations are very old. They are already end of life for support or anything like that. But I still believe that these can still be useful for some type of GPU rental. All right. So this is why I got them. Okay, I'm gonna be doing the whole GPU rental thing, and I'm basically replacing my ASIC shelf with those servers. Okay, so these are all now gonna come down. I am basically gonna ship these out to hosting companies. Well, I guess the big boy ASICs. The smaller ones I'm probably gonna sell on my website, redpandamining.shop, if you guys are interested. But my L9s, D9, E11, I'm probably gonna sell my E11. But yeah, I'm just gonna take down my ASIC miners here, and then I'm gonna convert my shelf into my another GPU AI shelf. And come to think of it, my whole basement now is actually gonna become all GPUs. You guys know my middle part of the basement, I have my 178Xs. I got them all privately rented out to a gentleman right now, so that's been all well and good. And then coming up in my other part of the basement, I got my other GPU AI shelf. Well, these are all like consumer-based style type of GPU rental I got on vast.ai. And these rigs have been doing just perfect. My 3090s, 4090s, 5090s, and actually no, 3090s are all in these types of servers. So similar way, I've been in the servers for a bit, but now I'm kind of expanding more and more into the whole server realm for GPU rental for AI workload. Okay, back to this. Oh, much quieter. Oh my goodness, it's so loud. You know what I'm worried about? If these servers are gonna be screaming, and they probably will be screaming loud. All right, so another question you guys are gonna ask, Red Panda, how much did you pay for all 10 of these servers? Well, I paid about $500 each. Okay, 500 bucks each USD for each of these servers. So I spent about $5,000 and then another 600 bucks in shipping. And I am going to calculate how much money I'm going to be spending, because that's not the only money that I'm going to be spending on these servers, okay? I have to upgrade the CPUs, I have to add more RAM, and I have to add the GPUs. Oh, and I have to get storage. None of these have storage, okay? I know these are all, I think, NVMe, like U.2 style. So I'm gonna need to buy NVMe, or sorry, U.2 drives, which these are not cheap. It's a different type of slot. Okay, we can't see it, it's too dark in there. But yeah, it's a different type of slot, and U.2. It's not SSD, you know, SATA. It's U.2 style for like NVMe transfer speeds. So I actually did order already 4 U.2 drives. I think I need to get 6 more. Actually, I have a question, and I would like to get your guys' opinion, is has any of you used the like U.2 to NVMe adapters, and then I can just buy like 2 terabyte NVMe's, like M.2s, U.2 to M.2 adapter. So have any of you used that? Is there any issues with, like, I don't know, IOPS or transfer speeds, I don't know, write speeds, all that kind of stuff? I know that U.2 drives, which again, I have 4 coming, like 2 Intel ones, 2 SanDisk ones, 2 terabyte versions, and you know, they are obviously a lot better for server grade style stuff. So let me know if you guys have used the U.2 to M.2 adapters and you just bought, you know, simple NVMe's, which I'm gonna be using as like the drive for if I'm gonna use Simple Pod or Vast on these servers, right, for GPU rental. Let me know. Okay, so that's an expensive endeavor, right? The drives are expensive. I spent another, what, I think $1,400 just for the 4 drives, and then I bought new CPUs for all of these. You know what? Let's just let me take out the top cover here. So actually, one of the servers was damaged here, just the cover, and something sat on top of here. You can kind of see it's like kind of indented there, but I don't think the server's broken. All right, let me take off the lid, and then we can see the guts inside one of these servers. Okay, so 10 slotted PCIe. Now I got a lot of questions, especially regarding the power. I don't know if these are EPS connectors or PCIe. I'm gonna have to figure that all out later, but look at that. 2 of the GPUs can actually fit up here. That's pretty interesting. And then now the guts inside, it comes with already 2 Xeon Silver CPUs. I don't know which models, but they're like, I don't know, 4 core, 8 core or something like that. So I definitely want to upgrade the CPUs. Well, I already bought 20 new CPUs. They're just coming in from eBay. I only spent about, like, I think $300, $400 on 20 new Xeon Golds. I think 6152s. They're the 22 core, 44 thread each CPU. So each server will then have 88 threads, 44 cores. So that will be much better in terms of CPUs on these servers. Let me know what you guys think about those. And then the RAM. Okay, the RAM is something I have not ordered yet, because that's obviously going to be a very expensive, another expensive expense. And so I'm looking for 16 gigabyte or 32 gigabyte sticks. I would obviously love to get 256 gigs of RAM on each server, but I'm thinking of just going 128 gigabytes. DDR4, I think I can go up to 2933, but I think I'm just going to find like 2400 or 266 6 megahertz RAM. So if anyone out there has RDIMM RAM, let me know. Email me, contact@redpandamine.com, looking for cost-effective RAM. But yeah, just I still need to buy, you know, RAM and more U.2s. The CPUs I already have coming. The CPUs were actually very cheap. And then finally, okay, the GPUs. This is where, okay, I obviously will not be able to fit any GPU, and this is where, you know, I've never played around with these servers before, so I don't know if I can fit higher DIND like GPUs, like the obviously 2 slot, right? there's 8 slots at the bottom, 8 slot PCIe at the bottom. Okay, we can't really see it here, but looks like I'm gonna have to take off this and take out this, and I think this slides out or something, and then this, where this top part that holds 2 GPUs can come out, then I can see in there. So I'm gonna do that in another video, and I wanna turn one on. I have to make sure all these work. The gentleman I bought them from wants me to make sure they all work before I pay. So thank you to the gentleman who hit me up about buying these Gigabyte servers. Just insane deal. I think $500 each is pretty good. So you guys are gonna ask, Red Panda, what kind of GPUs are you gonna populate in these? Well, I don't know yet, and I do have a couple of them, a couple of GPUs lined up already that I'm thinking of putting in. I'm thinking of finding some like V100s, 32 gigabyte cards, or 3090 turbos that could fit in here, or any, you know, turbo style GPU that has like a blower fan, and you know, they're 2 slotted, right? They got to be 2 slotted enough to fit into the slots here, right? So I do have like 3070s and 3060 12 gigabyte cards that are 2 slotted that could probably fit in here. So that's something I need to figure out, and as well as the PCIe. I don't even know if this is PCIe or yeah, let me just see here. I don't know if this is EPS or PCIe. Okay, so something tells me that this is EPS. I'm not quite sure if it's PCIe. I guess we'll find out when I get these I'm gonna test the server, obviously, put some 3060s in and go to town and see how it will do on GPU rental. Okay, so guys, yeah, that's the servers. That's the update. I just got these in, and now it's not over yet because I need to do the networking. I need to upgrade the networking on this shelf. So that's something I'll probably talk about in another video. I think this video is long enough. I need to get a 10 gig switch, and that's one thing. If I want to spend the money, because there's no SFP plus, there's no whatchamacallit. These are all Ethernet. There is a 10 gig NIC. I think this is a 10 gig ports. Okay, so Ethernet, but I thought these would have SFP plus, and there's no slot anywhere for SFP plus. There is a slot up here. I don't know if I can put a PCIe card for, you know, SFP plus 10 gig. So then I was thinking of getting a Ubiquiti aggregation switch. It's only 8 port. I think they do have a 16 port or 24 port, or I don't know. I don't remember. Then if that's the case, I can then populate all these servers with a SFP plus 10 gig NIC card, right? Instead of going through Ethernet port like through these. I think it's a Intel 520 or something, X520 10 gig, which is, it does cost more to buy a 10 gig Ethernet switch. So, but I think everyone out there says SFP plus is a lot better, fiber cable. But you guys give me your opinions on that. I do want to make another video to expand on that, maybe a bit more. Anyways, I got a lot to do. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, don't forget to comment down below for brains, hash power. Just let me know your guys' thoughts about anything I talked about in this video. All right, I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. I just realized, look at the dichotomy of my GPU servers here and then my ASICs, which are off now. Look at that. Full circle. I've come full circle back to GPU mining. Yes, well, GPU rental. Back to GPUs. Still storing your crypto on exchanges? That's risky. This is the Red Panda Tangem card. Simple, secure, and built for real self-custody. No seed phrases, no complicated setups. Just tap your card, manage your crypto, and you're in control instantly. Secure chip technology keeps your assets protected, even offline. I've tested a lot of hardware wallets, and this is by far one of the easiest ways to get started. If you want true ownership of your crypto, check out the Red Panda Tangem card below. Simple, secure, self-custody. Use code RPM for another 10% off. Link in the video description below.